Welcome back, Canonites. Well, I'm sure most of you have heard the hot new news from Monday by now, but for those who haven't, here's the gist. On Monday, Twitter user Zepyal, I think, posted that he had found a hidden QR code in the E3 Halo Infinite trailer titled Discover Hope. He did this by taking these brief flashing red bars that are scattered throughout this HUD boot up and putting them together. That's an amazing attention to detail, by the way. Took a month and a half for someone to finally notice. So together, they made this QR code, which, when scanned, leads to this audio file.
This is part of me. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it is me.
So, holy hell. This is going to keep people guessing and theorizing for months, and it makes one wonder what else is hidden in that trailer. Make no mistake, there is more to find. 343 have confirmed that. But for now, let's break this down. We start out with some interesting ambient noise, which definitely evokes something Forerunner. I'm not convinced, though, that this is produced by the environment and not just some random ambiance, but who knows? Continuing on, we hear the footsteps of someone approaching. Interestingly, you can sync up these footsteps fairly well with the final scene from the Infinite trailer. In fact, the entire audio clip syncs up pretty well.
This is part of me. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it is me.
Now, the footsteps stop in the audio while the Chief keeps walking in the video, so perhaps the audio is the continuation of that scene? One thing that does bother me, though, with any notion of the footsteps being the Chief's, is that the footsteps sound very light for a guy sporting a half-ton of Mjolnir armor. Now, this could just be changes in audio direction, but considering how 343 have treated the weight of Mjolnir so far in this game, I remain skeptical. To me, the footsteps sound like someone with hard-bottom shoes in a very echoey environment, maybe a hard-light projection of Cortana. All this said, if you're very attentive to the final scene in Discover Hope, you can briefly hear the Master Chief's footsteps, and I have to admit they sound very close to what we're hearing in this new audio clip. Moving on, at 19 seconds in, we get what should be a fairly familiar sound. This is practically identical to the sounds Cortana's projections make in the Halo 3 announcement trailer. As if the comparisons between Infinite and Halo 3 weren't strong enough. Finally, we hear this, which is practically identical to the sounds Cortana makes in Halo 4 whenever her avatar forms. And it ends with Cortana saying,
This is part of me. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it is me.
So, we gotta ask, what the hell is going on here? When I first heard this, my immediate thoughts were that it was the Cortana from Halo 5 finding the long-theorized Cortana clone. If you're unfamiliar with this theory, it has been speculated, especially in the wake of the E3 trailer this year, that the AI chip Chief has in Halo Infinite either once had or will have a quote-unquote clone, for lack of a better word, of Cortana. Not a literal clone, mind you, but another AI created from the mind of Dr. Halsey. The theory stems from this clip in Halo 4.
They'll pair you with another AI. Maybe even another Cortana model if Halsey lets them.
And the AI chip containing the serial number CTN0453-0. The original Cortana's serial number was CTN0452-9. 0453-0 would come next in a number sequence, so the theory has some merit. I just hope that while it sounds like Cortana and maybe even looks like Cortana, it doesn't act like her. Maybe evocative of her, but not exactly like her. Hell, maybe even give it a different name, despite what the chip says. I know a few people, myself included, have taken a liking to calling it Durandal, but I digress. What was that? Back to the new audio, I originally thought that this was Overlord Cortana speaking, but listening to it more carefully, a few fans noted that it sounds like a younger Cortana, a newer Cortana. So, maybe I had it backwards. Maybe this is new Cortana encountering Overlord Cortana. Whatever the case, I'm now fairly confident that the new Cortana theory is at least somewhat accurate, and that she is the one speaking in this clip. The relationship between this new Cortana and John, and her interactions with Overlord Cortana, could very well be the narrative center of Halo Infinite, or at least a major part of the story. And if nothing else, as I brought up during E3, this would heavily echo the story of Mendicant Bias, the AI who betrayed his creators, and Offensive Bias, the replacement that fought against Mendicant. One really cool idea I saw posted around was the idea that this Cortana might find something on Zeta Halo or in the domain that she recognizes as a part of herself. Like an ancient AI or fragment or something that by all rights shouldn't be her, couldn't be her, but is part of her somehow. Something like this could play into the Librarian's dialogue about her plans eventually leading to stuff like Cortana. So maybe new Cortana or even regular Cortana finds some Forerunner Ancilla that's similar to her or something. Maybe a hint at Mendicant Bias or Offensive Bias? I don't know, but that particular idea actually has me pretty excited. Now before we wrap up, I want to bring up the System Peril Distributed Reflex, aka Spider. You should remember this appearing on the Mjolnir BIOS boot-up screen during the E3 trailer. I don't think Spider was a mere Easter egg, and will likely play an important role in Halo Infinite, probably in conjunction with new Cortana. What role, I couldn't say for sure, but going back to the Mendicant/Offensive Bias mirroring, maybe Spider is used to keep new Cortana in line? We'll have to wait and see. Those are my thoughts, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about some of the other ideas that are floating around out there. Notably, I've seen a lot of people talking about the Cortana speaking in this clip being the quote-unquote good Cortana that supposedly died in Halo 4, or a good fragment of Cortana that survived and didn't merge into Overlord Cortana in Halo 5. That this fragment could somehow destroy or absorb or fix Overlord Cortana, inevitably leading back to the Halo CE through Halo 3 status quo, Chief and Cortana being best buddies. Whatever the case, whatever the origins, I don't want to see Cortana be cured or become good or whatever. I don't want to see the old status quo restored. It would be the final narrative nail in the coffin of Halo 4 and set a terrible precedent for Halo going forward. Luckily, I don't see 343 heading down that route, at least not yet. So, what did you think about this discovery? Has it increased or decreased your excitement for Halo Infinite? What do you think Cortana is referring to, or who is she talking about in this audio? Leave your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been Halo Canon. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, and if you really love me, hit that notification bell and leave a thumbs up. These both really help out the channel. I wouldn't be where I am now without your views and support, so once again, thank you. Keep on being awesome, Canonites.